Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. President Barack Obama, candidate Hillary Clinton, and President Joe Biden all won the Hispanic vote, but the margins have been tightening. A Wall Street Journal poll shows Hispanic voters are evenly split between the Republican and Democrat parties. They're tied at 37%. So what has changed? For years, the so-called experts said the Republican Party would be doomed if it did not support some form of amnesty for those currently here unlawfully. But that does not happen. Nothing really has happened on the immigration front beyond the reality that it continues to be a political issue. So what explains the narrowing of the gap between the parties? If this poll is correct, what explains the two parties now being essentially tied in the eyes of Hispanic voters? Joining us now is Florida Congresswoman Maria Salazar. It is great to have you back, Congresswoman. What do you make of this new data showing the parties essentially tied?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Few things. We share that we Hispanics, the Browns, the Latinos in this country, the largest minority in the United States, 20% of the population. We share the same values that are entrenched in the Republican Party. God-fearing, law-abiding, tax-paying. Not only that we are Americans, we're not socialists. We want to come to the country and we want to contribute. And what's happening is the economy. Remember that phrase from James Carville? It's the economy, stupid. What do you think we come here for? Because we want to contribute. Because we don't want, it's not that we want to go to Disney World or go shop in Saks, Fifth Avenue. We want to come here and contribute. We know that the American exceptionality is waiting for us. The promised land and the economic policies that were established in the last administration help everyone's pocket. And I'm so happy that the new numbers are showing it. We are here because we know that we want to be Republicans. And we have realized that in the last 30 years, the Democratic Party has been playing political football with us. Why do I say that? Because in 2008, President Obama promised my community an immigration reform law within the first 100 days of his presidency. Nothing. He invested his political capital in Obamacare. Number two, President Biden said it at the beginning of this year. Within the first 100 days of my presidency, I'm going to do an immigration reform law. And what happened? Once again, he ditched us. So now it's time for the GOP to welcome my people, and we will do an immigration reform law that I'm planning to present, God permitting, next year.
You know, for the 8 years I was there, they would bring in these so-called immigration experts, all of whom looked a lot like me, and said, you need to do the following things or else you will never appeal to Hispanic voters. And whether rightfully or wrongfully, the Republican Party didn't do any of those things. So were the experts wrong, or what explains this evolution within the Hispanic community towards the Republican Party?
What I just said is that we have realized after 30 years after Ronald Reagan, who was the last president who gave this community some type of legality, we have realized that for 30 years, the Democratic Party has been playing political football. So what I said to my community is that you got to be with whomever serves your values and whomever fixes your problems. We come here for two things. We come because we know this is the promised land and we want to share those fruits, and we want to have a better economy. We want to be able to go from rags to riches, which is what this American exceptionality promises. I'm the best example. I'm the daughter of Cuban refugees. 60 years ago, they came when they were 25 years old to the promised land because democratic socialism had destroyed Cuba, their country. And look at me. I am a brown girl from the hood with an accent serving my community on the United States Congress. That only happens in the United States, and my people know about it. So I'm so happy. We welcome them into the GOP because, as I said, we share the same values. God-fearing, law-abiding, tax-paying. We want to contribute, and we want to be welcomed by the GOP that so far is doing a great job, and I know that we're going to continue doing a great job. And what we need to do is we need to send the message that we want to take care of those Hispanics. We're going to seal the border because we, my community, we don't want what's happening, the disarray that we see at the border. No, we want to be able to come in legally, contribute, and live the American dream. And I am the best example of what that is. I am the American dream. We are Americans. We're not socialists.
Well, Congresswoman, I, for one, wish that we had had the chance to hear you while I was there instead of the so-called political experts who told us all the other things, because you make a very persuasive case for how to appeal to Hispanic voters. And you're right. You have lived the American dream, and we hope that you had a wonderful Christmas and hope that 2022 brings you and your family every happiness.
And let me just say one more thing. We know that, unfortunately, the Democratic Party has been infiltrated by the Democratic Socialists, that at the end they're Marxist. So we are recognizing, from the Mexicans to the Cubans to the Hondurans to the Nicaraguans to the Colombians, we recognize what Marxism and socialism means, and we do not want that in the country, in the promised land where we have arrived to, and we want to save our children and future generations from that ideology. So that's another element. That's why we are moving to the GOP.
We will give you the last word, and we are delighted that you are in what you call the promised land. Hope you have a great 2022.
Yes.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.